Hey, welcome to Bill Fabrocini Sports Medicine. Today I'm going to take you through a 3-exercise sequence of TRX suspension training exercises to enhance core, different planes of movement, stress on the body. Exercise sequence I've been doing with a lot of my clients and getting good results with. A lot of you are familiar with the TRX suspension trainer. I'm just going to strap in here. I got the cords about 6 to 12 inches off the floor. And these are kind of advanced ones. Obviously, if you can't do a plank well, or if your clients can't do a plank well, you're not jumping into these more advanced patterns. Now, the further away I get, the harder it is because I have to deal with the pendulum effect, the swing effect, so to speak. So I'm not going to get too far away, but as I said, I could just start these in this position here and then progress to the medicine ball. And all I'm going to do here, again, is to set my scapula. I'm going to contract. Remember, the contraction dictates the movement, so I contract, really pushing kind of that corkscrew, external rotation effect, fingertips facing forward. Activate the abs, squeeze the glutes, then I pop up once everything's contracted. Now this isn't a push-up, this is like a gymnast, just shifting the weight forward and backwards. Now the further back I go, the greater excursion of movement. When you're checking your clients, make sure there's no collapse of the spine, no arching, that they're perfect alignment. Now of course the progression, I'm resetting everything, is on an unstable surface. And again, this just adds to increased activity. Very few people will get to this level where they can do it without collapsing their spine. So this is a more advanced version. I do about 8 to 10 of those, again, looking for control. Then I immediately go into a side sequence. Now again, the prerequisite for this is a good side plank. If they can't do a side plank on the floor well, obviously not here. The sequence here is starting off here, and watch the pull. It's a side plane motion, and I'm going to add some rotation in, touching the floor first, back, thoracic spine extension, really exaggerating that, coming across, pull with the rotation, and now I'm going to make it a little harder by bringing underneath with my hand, to and from. Okay, if I want to progress the exercise, of course, fingertips. Now with your hands, you want this hand facing forward so you can engage this external rotation. See that effect? That rotation, so I can lock in, use my lats, as the lats anatomically run all the way down the low back, so it helps lock the low back down. Now I'm locked in. And now I can do the same exercise, pulling, but the key is these fingertips have to face forward, and I need to lock that in, engage my lats as I pull across. Very advanced exercise sequence. On that note, when you do, and from this position too, you should be pulling this elbow in when you're on the elbow. Final sequence, I'm going to lengthen the cord a little on this one. Again, a side plane motion, just changing the load, the instability to my hands here. I'm going to drop down, weight shifts on my left hip, and as I do that, I extend out with the right. So I've got lat activity here, hip abduction activity here, my glute medius and so forth, and I'm trying again, accentuate, lock in the back. Then I'm going to come back up, add that PNF, that diagonal pattern, control the pattern slowly, and shift. Of course, on both sides, I want to make it harder. Lengthen the cords, get further away, more of a swing effect. Bam! Try to accentuate that. This has to be done in slow motion at first for most people because they collapse or they can't maintain alignment of their shoulder girdle or their hips or their low back. 3-count hold and back. That whole 3-step sequence, a little cardio work too. Give it a shot, progress slowly.